We humans, we like to believe we are the pinnacle, the most evolved, the most intelligent, the chosen caretakers of this planet. And yet, if someone were to observe us from afar, without our stories, without our self praise, what would they see? They would see a species capable of breathtaking beauty, writing music that heals, building bridges across impossible distances, holding a stranger's hand in their darkest hour. But they would also see something else. They would see a species that burns the very home it depends on, that draws invisible lines on the earth and calls them reasons to hate, that invents words like progress while quietly perfecting destruction. We humans do something no other animal species does. We know. We know what suffering feels like, and yet we cause it. We understand loss, and yet we create it. We speak endlessly of peace while preparing for war. What makes this even harder to accept is not our failure, but our awareness of it. A storm does not choose to destroy. A predator does not question its instinct. But we humans, we pause, we reflect, we understand consequences, and still we proceed. We have built cities that touch the sky, but struggle to build trust between neighbors. We can send signals across galaxies, but fail to listen to the person sitting across from us. We have turned knowledge into power, but rarely into wisdom. And perhaps that is the disappointment. Not that we fall short, but that we fall short despite knowing better. There is something deeply unsettling about a species that teaches kindness to its children and then shows them a world that runs on competition, fear, and division. A species that celebrates compassion in words but often rewards indifference in action. We humans have mastered the art of appearing evolved without fully becoming it. We wear morality like clothing, something we can put on when it suits us and remove when it doesn't. And yet, it would be too easy to end the story here, because disappointment only exists where there was expectation, and expectation only exists where there is potential. We humans are a contradiction. We are capable of cruelty that shocks the soul and kindness that restores it in the same lifetime, in the same person. That is what makes this question uncomfortable. Not whether we are good or bad, but why we keep choosing the lesser version of ourselves when we clearly know the better one. Maybe the real disappointment is not what we are, but how often we settle. Settle for convenience over courage, noise over meaning, division over understanding. We humans could be so much more, and somewhere, deep down, we know it. That quiet awareness, that voice that tells us this isn't right, that is the part of us that refuses to give up. So perhaps the story is not finished. Perhaps this disappointment is not a conclusion, but a mirror, a reminder that evolution is not just physical, it is moral. Not just about survival, but about becoming. The question is no longer, are we a disappointment? The question is, will we remain one? Disappointment can break you, or it can wake you up. See you next time.